Are you looking to stay informed about what's going on in Madison without the media spin? Well, here's the latest news from the Wisconsin Assembly Chambers brought right into your home, directly from the office of your representative, who truly values his constituents' feedback and in always working hard on the issues that matter to you. Welcome to the Ramthun Report.
Hello, fellow patriots. Welcome to our 29th episode. And this week, Representative Ramthun has a message of truth for you from a very special location in Wisconsin. This week's hot topics include an intro to inform you about a very special place here in the state of Wisconsin, an update for you on what happened last week during the Wisconsin Elections Committee hearing where Representative Ramthun's concerns with machines were verified. And lastly, our office has a plan of action for the people looking to help us get our audit effort across the finish line. And he also has a special message for you that you will not want to miss. So here's Representative Ramthun to show you a place here in Wisconsin that is very close to his heart, and we're certain it will be for you as well.
Good morning, everybody. We took the day today to take this opportunity to video the Ramthun Report from a very significant location in the state of Wisconsin, here in Kewaskum at the 9/11 Memorial site. It was very heavily packed yesterday with people. Today there'll be people walking in and out of the camera. That's fine. I'm here to take a shot while it's live, in person, and to honor those who fell on that fateful day 20 years and 1 day ago. Also to remind everybody that it was me, my office, was instrumental in making sure the 9/11 Memorial Highway, which runs right in front of this area, was named appropriately to honor this site, which helps bring people to this location on this day and every other day of the year, by the way. It's a beautiful job. They did a fantastic recognition of respect and faith and honor in the people who gave their lives 20 years and 1 day ago. Thank you.
We are happy to see the 9/11 Memorial in Kewaskum has been completed, and we hope that you have some time to stop there and honor those that we lost 20 years ago. Now let's take a look at what happened last week at the WEC's meeting and hear how Representative Ramthun's concerns about voter logs being tampered with are true.
Hi again. The update here is going to be direct to the Wisconsin Election Commission residual. Leading up to last Thursday's 10-hour meeting with the commissioners, I want to remind everybody of a couple of things. One is, on June 2nd, the Dominion manufacturers asked the WEC if they could access the systems and upgrade them, and it was approved 4-2. On August 11th, while I was at the symposium in South Dakota, which, by the way, I will tell you, I went for one main reason alone. I did not want anything from that event to be filtered by anyone in any way. I needed to go to be there in person so I could smell it, see it, hear it, breathe it, taste it, and know in my heart what was happening there was true or not. Sidebar comment, I will tell you that when I left that symposium after 3 days of being the only state legislator there, I knew there was merit in an audit for our state of Wisconsin, period, end of story. So the highlight was Wednesday, August 11th at 12:36 p.m. They were doing a demonstration on Dominion machines, and they qualified the probability, if not the fact, that the log file data can be and would be changed if upgrades were performed to the system. Why was that a problem? I didn't know at the time what was on the log file. Was it ballot data? Was it not? So what the Wisconsin Election Commission has been saying is that the ballot data basically is stored on thumb drives, and it's only the ballot data. It doesn't include the log files, and the log files show access to the machine, who dialed in before the election of November 3rd, on November 3rd, and after November 3rd, from what IP address, what date, what time, did they upload something, did they download something, what did they do to the hard drive of the machine. The log file shows it all. And when I expressed concern on August 11th that was a concern, it apparently fell on deaf ears. I thought something would have happened by now between the leadership of my assembly body, the leadership of my legislative body that I'm a colleague in, perhaps maybe from the Campaign and Elections Committee, but it would really have to come from the leadership because they have to sign off on everything anyway, apparently, which is crap. But anyway, nothing happened. So then back last Thursday. The Wisconsin Election Commission met after waiting 90 days from their last meeting, when they made the wrong decision on Dominion, by the way, and they took up the question of whether they would allow ES&S to do the same thing. Now, the WEC has again defended the fact that the data that is stored on the thumb drives is protected and it's okay, but that's just the ballot data. It doesn't include the log file data. So when Commissioner Dean Knudsen asked specifically, is the log file data on the machine part of the thumb drive download? And the answer was no. So that confirms the concern I had that the log file is not being protected. So when these machine makers come in and do this work, they are destroying evidence. So when you look at the situation we have as a state and our election process, you have to put on a CSI hat. I'm not much of a crime scene investigator, but I will tell you that my feeling in this process, which is what drives my passion, is something wrong happened. Okay, so what do you want to do? What do you do when you watch these CSI shows? What's the first thing they do? They run the yellow tape around the whole situation and say, do not cross, do not touch. Why? Because they want to protect the integrity of the data. They don't want contamination of any evidence within the area of concern that you're looking to investigate. Well, the WEC doesn't seem to think that's a concern. They don't want transparency and truth. They want to allow people to continue to cover their tracks. That's how I feel. I'm not alone. So we got to stop this from happening. So it was confirmed, and the response from ES&S was, it's okay to do this because at the end of the vote, which by the way, there was an amendment that was attached to it which supposedly will protect the old machines from having any data changes made. I can guarantee that as far as I can throw my motorcycle 50 feet. I mean, I can't do it, okay? I can't confirm that they will protect the data. So it begs the question, we've got to stop them from doing upgrades, period, until the investigations are over. Commissioner Jacobs, the acting chair at this time, which is a 2-year stint, by the way, she said at the end of the vote, which for the amendment passed 4-2, the main motion to allow for the access with the amended approach passed 5-1. Bob Spindell, the Republican, was the only one that said no because he kind of felt the way I did. Nothing should be done until we get done with this investigation. She told people when I brought this up on August 11th that I was speaking irresponsibly and falsely about my concerns regarding the log file data. Well, Ms. Jacobs, you're the one that's irresponsible, and you're the one that's false, and you're the one that's allowing the destruction of evidence that would help get answers to the question of any investigation, whether the LAB does it, whether the special counsel does it, whether the Campaign Elections Commission does it, or committee. You're letting data be destroyed because that's the Democrat agenda, and you support that and that alone. You don't care about truth and transparency, and you need to get called out on that. In fact, I'll tell you, this kind of activity drives the discussion about disbanding this WEC process the way it currently is laid out, and perhaps more so the personnel involved in it, because they're not working for the people and to embrace the rule of law and to work with the possibility that, yeah, maybe the statute's a little ambiguous. However, given the current situation of unprecedented nature and severity of the concern, you should be allowing for more things to happen for right reasons, not less for wrong. And I think you're on the wrong side of the fence, Ms. Jacobs, and you're the one that needs to get closer to computers, because I spent 35 years in IT and I know what I'm talking about. I used to program machines and I know how subroutines work, and you're wrong and you're false and you need to be educated. And if you ever want to talk about it, give me a call. I'd be happy to help you get there. The other item I'd like to say is, speaking of the Wisconsin Election Commission, and this is for the agency itself, which, as Sheriff Clark says, has become a rogue agency. The administrator is Megan Wolf, and she responded to Janelle Branchin, chairman for the campaign elections, and myself with written expression regarding the definition of record. According to statute, it says the data. It doesn't specifically say which data, but it says the data. So if they think that the thumb drive protection of ballot data is where the line is between what's data and what's not, that's a big mistake, because the log files show anything involved with the election process. It should all be contained, it should all be preserved. So she sent a letter to myself and Rep. Ranchin basically saying we're not so sure about the IT side of it, we're just after the ballot data. So Janelle and I have that going with the Wisconsin Election Commission on definition of record. If anybody thinks we can submit a bill to modify legislation to change this and make it clearer, I don't believe it would pass with the current governor. We could try it, but I'm not holding my breath. Just like 8 of the 9 election bills that we tried to do about a month ago all got vetoed for the same reason, because it would help the people, it would help transparency, it would help truth, but the current governor doesn't want that. So I just want everybody to know that I'm going to continue trying and fighting hard every day to protect the data. In fact, injunction is my focus for early next week. I've got to get something done to stop this process, to ensure ES&S can't touch it. I got to stop whatever damage Dominion has done as soon as possible. I'd like to see a list of machines they touched and what order they touched them in, because it's significant to know which sequence of which ones were more important to corrupt, right? That's my opinion. But I need to get that information as soon as possible. That's it for now. Thanks.
We feel it's important for people to know about these findings and to pay attention to things such as this. It's why transparency into these things is crucial, and it is a very important component in these audits. So let's get into our last segment, a call to action, so you can help us get the true, transparent audit across the finish line.
People ask me on a regular basis what they can do to help. We have currently 40 GOP county parties with their chairman's signatures on resolutions that say they want the Janelle Branchin subpoenas signed. They want the Janelle Branchin full forensic physical cyber audit performed. Tristan will put up a map of the state of Wisconsin that shows all the counties that are currently red, given that they have resolutions put forth. If you live in any of those counties and you want to know who your representatives are and what you can tell them to do to support the same action the resolution is, please contact my office. We will send you information on what you can say. We will send you the information of who your representative and who your senator is, and that way you can communicate directly to them to ask for the same thing, because we don't have the type of support we need in the legislative body, and so the push from the people, from the outside to the reps, is going to be enormously helpful. I'll be working from the inside with Rep. Branchin to get them to see the light, and hopefully between the two of us and our efforts, our collective efforts, we will get this thing resolved. I'm going to say something else here for any of the members, the colleagues of mine that work in the legislature. I saw something this morning that was incredibly disturbing to me personally, and it touches the concern I've had about why certain people don't do certain things when they're called to serve in these jobs. And that is that fear, favoritism, and funding element. If you're on the fence for not coming out public on where you stand on this election integrity issue, I'm going to bet, and you correct me if I'm wrong, each and every one of you, all 131 members, or 130, I'll take Janelle off of that, I know where she stands. You tell me I'm wrong, but when I see something like the legislative leadership is threatening to primary anybody on the Republican Party if they continue to participate and process in this, that's what's wrong with our legislative body. That's the poison that prevents the people from being served. That's why I'm here. If you want things done right, you got to get right person, right role, right time. And if you go along and get along, and you allow the status quo and the learned behavior to dictate why you're in the seat to serve the people, then get out of the seat. You should not be afraid to be challenged. You should not be afraid to not be reelected. What you should be focused on and determined to do, like I am, desperately, is to do the job. I'm desperate to do the job. I'm not desperate to keep it. So if you've been approached and told in any certain way that if you engage in this discussion like I am and like Rep. Branchin is, let me know, because I will make that formal and I will take action against that. That's what's wrong with this process in our legislative bodies. It's not just at the state level, by the way. It happens at school board, town board, village board, county board levels, and the federal government as well. That's why when you ask people, give me your opinion of Congress or give me your opinion of the state legislature, and they're in the low numbers, like below 50%, why is that? because of what I'm talking to you right now. I'm not afraid. I got no fear. I'm in this job to do it, not to keep it, and I serve at the will of the people. Period. End of story. And if I'm not doing the job to their likings and their desires, then fine, I'm out. Hey, I'm okay with that. I'm okay if I get reelected, whether it be this position or anything else. I will serve to the best of my ability, and I'll uphold the Constitution every day of the week. Anyway, yeah, God bless the USA. Thank you for your time, and continue fighting. It's not good to think you're alone. I know I'm not alone. I got a lot of accolades coming in, and thank you for that. Bye now.
Be sure to stay tuned to our social media channels and send us an email to rep.ramthun@legis.wisconsin.gov and tell us what county you live in. We will send you further instructions on how to help. This concludes our 29th episode of the Ramthun Report. Don't forget to check the links below and make a Ramthun request. Remember to share this content with as many of your fellow patriots as possible, because together we can truly restore the principles of a government of, by, and for the people. We will see you next week. God bless you and yours always.